Good evening. This is Pete, speaking to you from Radio Wave Nostalgia. Somewhere out there in the long stretch of a quiet night, and if you happen to be on a train right now, heading home after a long day's work with another hour still ahead of you, then you're in just the right place. The world outside is dark, the ride steady, and it's just you, your seat, and the sound of the radio. Tonight, we'll keep your company with two classic cases from the Adventures of Sam Spade, one of the most iconic detective programs from the golden age of radio. Originally broadcast in the late 1940s, the show featured the unmistakable voice of Howard Duff as the sharp, quick-witted private detective. Known for its clever narration, humor, and gritty cases, Sam Spade became a defining voice of noir radio storytelling. We begin with the Bluebeard caper, a case that starts quietly, but soon draws Spade into something far more complicated than it first appears. So sit back, relax into the rhythm of the train, and let the miles drift by. Keep your eyes low, your ears open, and stay right where you are. The story begins now.
Sam Spade Detective Agency.
C'est moi, sweetheart.
Oh, Sam! How did it go?
Well, it wasn't exactly a 10-in-1 outfit. More of a mud show, dog and pony type, rag front.
Sam, what are you talking about? And by the way, where were you last night?
I missed the last bus in from the Cow Palace, so I had to do a star pitch. Connie talk after.
Oh, if you think I'm going to ask what a star pitch is, you're mistaken. What were you doing at the Cow Palace?
Oh, just bulling around.
Oh. Sam?
Yes?
Sam?
Yes?
Sam?
You asked too many questions. Sweetheart, in the patois of the carnival, I'll be right down to pitch my spiel my pitch, and make with the canvas and the Bluebeard caper. Ready, Effie?
Yes, Sam. By the way, what is a star pitch? Oh, your clothes. You look as if you slept on the ground.
That's what it is. Date, August 8, 1948, to Detective Lieutenant Dundee, Homicide Detail, San Francisco Police. From Samuel Spade, license number 127596. Subject, the Bluebeard caper. I will not offer as an extenuating circumstance the fact that business is bad all over. But it is true that I had been sitting in my office for 4 hours and the phone had not rung once. This one didn't phone. From the looks of him, he didn't have the required nickel. But the hangover he was wearing under his eyes had cost someone a pretty penny, so I figured his credit might be good somewhere.
Mr. Spade?
Yeah?
Oh, my head.
Here. Try this.
Oh.
You want it mixed?
Oh, no soda. Couldn't stand the noise.
Where'd you wake up?
In these same clothes.
Figures.
It all started at my sister's engagement party. Mint juleps. They must have been full of flukum.
Flukum?
You don't happen to have an ice bag?
It's customary for my clients to bring their own.
Oh. Well, now here's a spiel. Did I tell you my name?
The name you gave my secretary was Ned Towers. You want to stick with that?
Yeah, Ned. Ned Towers, yeah. It's about my sister. She's...
Her name?
Sylvia.
Sylvia Towers.
Sylvia Towers, yeah. But it's not about her, really. It's about that Bluebeard. Bluebeard. She's married. Jefferson Davis Calhoun.
What about him?
Oh, that marriage has got to be stopped. I found out that his name's not Calhoun at all, that he's been married 3 times under 3 different names, and that all his wives died mysteriously, and that he collected their insurance, and now he's talked my sister into insuring herself for $100,000 in his payment.
When did you learn all this?
In a barber shop yesterday.
Oh.
I went in to get a manicure, and I picked up this old detective magazine. Here's his picture. Look at it.
I had heard of the case. In his heyday, the papers had called him the Mint Julep Romeo. And any name he happened to be using at the time had Colonel in front of it. None of his 3 wives had survived the honeymoon. Wife number 1, an aviatrix, bailed out at 10,000 feet over Mount Hood along with her husband. His parachute opened, hers didn't. They found the body the following spring. Wife number 2, a snake dancer, died of snake bite when she squared off with a full-fanged diamondback instead of her usual non-poisonous partner. The cause of death was never officially proven because the body was embalmed by mistake, it said there, before the coroner arrived. And finally, number 3, a professional stunt woman disappeared over Niagara Falls in a beer keg instead of her specially designed barrel and was never seen again.
Well, Mr. Spade?
Yeah, but are you sure your sister's fiancé, this Calhoun, is the same guy?
Well, here's a picture of them together. Their engagement photograph. What do you think?
Brunette?
My sister? Redhead. That's him on the left.
Redhead? Well, Mr. Towers, are we going to sit idly by and see another poor girl go to her death? How much money you got?
About $100.
I'll take 50 now.
You are going to help her.
How much does she already know?
I tried to tell her. She's beautiful. She wouldn't even listen. I thought she might listen to you.
I pray she will, Ned. I pray she will. There were 2 aspects of the case that I wanted to look over more closely. A, Sylvia's red hair, and B, the red splotches on my client's face. I had a hunch she might be suffering from more than a hangover. So I dropped him at the address of a medical friend of mine who specializes in poisons. He said the tests would take most of the afternoon, so I decided to find out who was Sylvia, what was she as kind as she was fair. Such a face as drifts through.
Yes?
Yes.
I beg your pardon?
Miss Towers?
Yes, I'm Sylvia Towers. Are you the florist?
You were expecting maybe a detective?
Come in.
Thanks, I will.
Well, as a matter of fact, I wasn't expecting a florist or anyone else. But I'm glad to see you. I really am.
Huh?
Sit down here. I was just relaxing. Oh, no, over here.
Oh. Well, why not?
There. Isn't this more cozy? Take your hat off.
Oh.
You'll have me believing you really are a detective.
What do I look like?
Well, I'll have to mull it over. Now, don't tell me. Let me dream.
Look, Sylvia, Miss Powers, I mean.
No, Sylvia. I like the way you dress. Nice and casual.
Oh, you do?
But, you know, you really should wear a handkerchief.
Hey.
You ticklish.
Well, look, if you want to frisk me, get it over with. It's your apartment. You got a right to.
Well, isn't this way nice?
Sure, it's fine. It's just that, well, you know, I just didn't expect. Just didn't expect.
Well, what do you want, a butterfly act?
No, it's just that my feelings have hurt you. Haven't asked me who I am, or what I'm doing here, anything.
Oh, I don't care. I like you.
Is this how you got engaged to Calhoun?
No, he was selling some phony stock certificates, so I bought a few.
They were phony, so you bought a few. Figured.
He'd had bad luck with marriage. It was the only way I could force the issue.
You're forcing him into marrying you?
Darling, don't be so critical. I did it very nicely.
I'm sure you did, but why?
Oh, I don't know. He's so courtly. A real Southern gentleman.
How real?
Hand me that cushion, darling.
Oh.
Oh, no, here, behind my head. Oh, that's better. Oh, don't go away.
Why do you want to be number 4 on the Bluebeard parade?
Oh, do you really think he did kill him?
Oh, that's one of 2 theories. He's a dead, didn't.
Oh, I love your hair. So nice, bristly. Does this bother you?
Yeah, but don't stop. Now, wait a minute. Look, I got my client to think about, and I'm trying to think about it.
Darling.
I didn't want to take this assignment, but he really seemed to be worried about you.
Oh, now who on earth would be worried about me?
I'm a little worried about you myself, and I'm not even distantly related to you.
Don't say that yet. This marriage may not last long.
Don't you say that.
Oh, I know his marital life has been full of tragedy. But I'm not superstitious. I think I may change his luck.
Okay, Sylvia, okay, it's your life. I told your brother I'd talk to you, and I have.
My brother?
Yeah, Ned. I think maybe your boyfriend tried to poison him last night.
Oh, no.
Aha!
Oh, Jeff, you're just in time.
Well, my dear, we will discuss this further in private. I have only this to say at the present time. In the South, it is not customary for a lady to receive a gentleman alone just prior to her marriage to another gentleman.
But, Jeff...
I know your motives were pure and innocent. Customs differ, that's all. I am Colonel Calhoun at your service, sir.
I'll call you when I need you.
I'm afraid I must ask you to remain. Sylvia?
Oh, Jeff, I meant to tell you. It was just a flirtation.
Yeah, that's
I didn't
all.
think it...
You mean
Well, she didn't.
he made certain proposals?
Well, what
Well,
could I do?
what could she do?
He said there were things in your past, Jeff.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Things that...
Oh, well, there, my dear.
It was blackmail.
That's all it was.
I did it for you, Jeff.
Go to your
did it for
chambers,
you.
Sylvia. I will deal with this adventurer. If this were the South, there would be better ways, but never fear. Where there's a Calhoun there, too, you will find Southern chivalry.
Please.
No, Jeff. Phone the police.
Sylvia, I must insist that you do as I say.
Very well, Jeff. You know best.
Well, son, how about you and me putting our heads together over little old mint julep, huh?
Thanks, I'm not thirsty. What's the pitch, Colonel? How come your girlfriend yelled, "Hey, Rube," just now?
What is your asking price, sir?
Let's hear a bid.
5,000 now, 5,000 after she's buried, 20,000 after the insurance people pays off.
No dice. Caper's worth $100,000. 50 for me, 50 for you.
That is out of the question, sir.
Okay, from here I go to the cot.
Now, son, let's not be hasty about this. It will require a slight change of plan, but I reckon I can swing it.
All right, 50-50. When are you going to knock her off?
You want her to fly the coop?
Is there another way out of here?
Well, not that I know of, but she's crafty.
She's crafty. Well, come on, let's get it over.
Yes, you're right. Maybe now or never.
That's right.
Sylvia?
Hey, wait a minute.
Huh?
Come here.
What is it?
How are you going to do it?
Hit her with this and then out the window.
Let me see, then. Yeah. It's got quite a heft to it. Where'd you get this satin?
Souvenir of Niagara Falls.
Know where you're going to get it?
Why, you Yankee!
The souvenir of Niagara Falls was deadlier than I thought. The blow spun him around like a top, and he went down on the other side of the room, taking the bar and the mint julep ingredients along with him. I headed for the room Sylvia had disappeared into. But she had already disappeared out of it. I looked in the closets, the bathroom, under the bed, tapped the walls for secret panels, and then forced myself to look out the only possible exit, the open window. 10 stories, sheer drop to the street. 2 stories, sheer unclimbable masonry to the roof. Now get this, Dundee. No other exit, no horizontal ledges, drain pipes, niches, cornices, not even a helicopter landing. I asked myself, who is Sylvia? What is she?
The makers of Wild Root Cream Oil are presenting the weekly Sunday adventure of Dashiell Hammett's famous private detective, Sam Spade.
Long rides like this give a man time to think, and sometimes those thoughts don't sit too well. There's something about the rhythm of a train that makes every story feel just a little more real.
And now, back to the Bluebeard caper. Tonight's adventure with Sam Spade.
There was no use wasting any time trying to figure out how Sylvia had done whatever she had done to escape from that escape-proof room. There was nothing of interest in it but a diving helmet, deep sea type, and the current issue of Bluebeard, a magazine which records the movements of show people. Under carnivals and tent shows, an item was circled. Colonel Carlisle's Colossal Carnival and Tent Show, which was currently playing San Francisco out by the Cow Palace. That reminded me of the colonel in the next room. I went in to hit him again, but somehow his not being there didn't surprise me a bit. What I found on the roof did surprise me a little. It was a rope and grappling hook, human fly type, which fitted with the circusy aspect the caper was beginning to take on. But I'd never have taken Sylvia for a stunt woman. I did a deep knee bend to get into condition for what lay ahead, slid down the banister to the top floor, somersaulted into an elevator, and rode it down to the lobby, no hands. Pausing only to acknowledge the applause of the scrub woman, I skated on over to the phone booth.
Dr. Mandel's office.
Bernie, Sam Spade.
Oh, say, I'm glad you called, Sam. That patient you brought in here, Ned Towers?
Yeah, what about him?
Well, your hunch was right. There was enough poison in him to kill him twice. And that ain't all.
He dead?
No.
Then what's all?
Well, his stomach had enough foreign objects in it to keep all the newspapers in town in Monday morning feature stories for the rest of the year.
What type foreign object?
Oh, glassware, spoons, hunting knives. Well, nothing valuable.
Where'd you send him?
Oh, he wasn't a hospital case, Sam.
Enough poison to kill him twice, glassware, spoons, hunting knives, and not a hospital case, huh?
The poison, he's developed an immunity. The other stuff, it's harmless.
Harmless.
Do you want me to send you the complete report?
No, forget it, Bernie. You've given me enough. Thanks. From then on, Dundee, it was mostly entertainment. I headed for the carnival grounds outside the town, and Colonel Carlisle's Colossal Carnival and tent show unfolded before my very eyes just west of the Cow Palace.
Violations are brought to you in the interests of artistic endeavor. Mademoiselle Mahala, the favorite dancing girl of the Sultan of Zanzibar, brought direct from the perfume gardens of the Mystic Orient. Every muscle of a gorgeous body shakes.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, in the interest of science and the furtherance of national defense, one of the medical miracles of the 20th century. Ladies and gentlemen, a man with the iron stomach and the asbestos esophagus, Professor Pilator. Professor, if you please, sir, give the folks a sample of your control over the fiery element. I will light the torch and hand it to the professor. And now, Professor, if you will kindly...
The cooch dancer left me cold, but the fire-eating professor looked hot. It was none other than my client, the man who called himself Ned Towers. I moved as close to the platform as I could without setting fire to myself and caught his eye. When he caught mine, it singed my eyelashes.
Hey, scramble, I got my act to do. I can't talk to nobody.
Where's the colonel?
There ain't any colonel, just for the banner tack.
Where's your sister?
I ain't got no sister.
Then who is Sylvia?
Hey, do me a favor, Shamus. Keep the 50 and forget the whole pitch. Now beat it, huh?
Oh, I want to see the show.
Okay, you paid for your duck. Stare your eyes out if you want to. Okay, Butcher starts walking. They're drifting away.
And, ladies and gentlemen, that was only a sample. Why, he eats the stone and throws the beach away. And he uses powdered poison on his soft-boiled eggs. Now, tell me, if you will, is there a doctor in the town?
I drifted on down the midway. There was Boona Boona, Nature Boy, Gilda and Hilda, the Siamese twins. There was Shorty, the fat man, and Fatty, the short man, a bearded lady, and several natural freaks of nature. At the very end, there was a big canvas enclosure. The act was called the Three Death-Defying Darlings. From the noise inside, I judged that to be an understatement. I bought a ticket and got inside just in time to see a trim, energetic blonde in tailored coveralls crawl out of the twisted wreckage of the car she'd just driven point blank into a concrete wall at an advertised speed of 80 miles an hour. She took a bow, tripped lightly out of the ring, and a brunette about the same size and shape, but wearing a costume consisting mainly of 3 live rattlesnakes, passed her coming in. I swear she did. I also swear that she danced so well I didn't even notice the snakes after I got used to them. Before the lead snake had taken its final bow and wriggled out of sight, a redhead in green coveralls appeared at the top of a 60-foot tower. She climbed into a barrel, and some stupid fool pushed her off. The tank she landed in was no more than 3 feet across and couldn't have had more than a foot of water in it. But she emerged from the splinters with her face wet and some of the greasy carnival-type makeup washed off. The red-headed branch of the death-defying Darlings was, you guessed it, that miraculous escape artist, the one and only Sylvia. I was anxious to meet the rest of the act, so I vaulted over the canvas to their trailer dressing room. There was a sinister buzzing sound at my ankles as I entered. I jumped out of the way just in time to miss getting bitten by one of the brunette's dancing partners, the Diamondback. Sylvia looked at me pityingly, grabbed it expertly just behind the head, and shoved it down into its basket.
Sam, you should have known better than to come in here unannounced. Strangers make Salome terribly nervous.
Then we're even.
How did you know I was here?
I didn't. I was looking for my client.
Then you are working for Ned.
Who else?
Well, when I heard you bargaining with Jeff, I didn't know what to think. Before that, I'd been so sure.
Look, sweetheart, I haven't been sure of anything in this caper from the start, least of all you. No matter how sure I get, I still won't believe it.
Look at me, Sam. Touch me. I'm only flesh and blood.
Yeah, well, anyhow, how did you meet yourself coming on with the snakes when you went out in the coveralls?
Oh, zippers. I was wearing the snakes underneath all the time.
Snakes were... doesn't the autocrash make them nervous?
Oh, no, they're used to it. Mother trained them. That was after Father...
Never mind your family. Let's talk about you. All three of you.
Well, after Mother and Father... Well, the act was a threesome, you see, and they wouldn't keep me on as a single.
Yeah.
So Jeff Calhoun worked out a routine so only one of me would be on at one time.
That figures. How often do you come out of it alive?
You mustn't say things like that, even in joking. I'm terribly out of condition. I haven't had a real workout
Since you went over Niagara Falls in that beer keg? And by the way, how did you manage that?
Simple. Relaxation. Secret of everything. I teach you that, Sam, darling. Jeff could never learn it.
How long do you think we'd get away with it, sweetheart?
I'd be taking rather lots of chances.
Maybe not enough. As far as I know, you've only been killed and resurrected 3 times.
Darling, if it frightens you, I promise I'll never do it again.
How did you drop 10,000 feet without a parachute?
Oh, that Mount Hood stunt? I crash-landed the plane, set fire to it.
There were witnesses. Something dropped.
Oh, nothing but a weighted flight suit.
Whose body was that they found?
There are always bodies when the snow melts. By the time they get to them, they could be anybody.
Oh, that's a relief. Now, what about that other body?
Which other one, darling?
When you were embalmed after the snake bite.
Oh. Well, Jeff just claimed somebody from the morgue that nobody else wanted. Don't be so critical, darling. We didn't hurt anybody.
Better not try to tell that to those insurance companies.
Well, they should be happy. Jeff says it helps them with their taxes.
Does it make you happy? Dying and being dug up every year or so?
Well, it's better than doing it every night, but I couldn't go back to Jeff. He lost his nerve after Ned found out. You see, Ned's the only one left who knew me in the old days. If I were dead, he couldn't prove anything. Jeff really meant to kill me this time.
What was Ned after? Blackmail?
Oh, no, he wanted me back with the show. He hired you to frighten Jeff into letting me go. After all, I am the best threesome in the business. Well, anyway, in the stunt field. Did you see my review in Billboard?
I saw for myself.
You know something? I was thinking. With all you know about crime...
Don't say it.
Darling, it's so easy, and we could have a honeymoon every time I came back and we got married again.
Thanks for the offer, but if I get married, I want my wife to stay alive every night.
But I wouldn't really be dead. Only legally, for the insurance. Only legally, Sam.
Come here.
Sam, darling.
Look, sweetheart, let's not relax. You're not safe. Not as long as that insurance policy's floating around with Jeff's name on it as beneficiary.
You'd never think of looking for me here.
Well, the same. You better take that policy into town in the morning and make some changes. Where is it?
Oh, it's in my safe.
You got a safe here in this trailer?
Oh, well, it's just a secret place. I only call it a safe. But it is safe.
Dear, I thought I'd find you here. But I hardly expected to see Mr. Spade.
You don't surprise me a bit, Bluebeard.
Hello, Jeff. Sit down, stop waving that revolver. What do you want?
That policy. I heard every word you two have been saying. Not that that piece of paper means anything. You won't even be around when the bank's open. But having the original policy in my hand will save a lot of delay and red tape.
Of course, Jeff.
Where is it?
Oh, what's the use? It's in the basket, right by the side of your chair.
Wait a minute.
Don't move, Spade. If you do, I'll blast you.
Listen to me. Don't raise
so
that
this is your
lid.
safe. Still a child, aren't you, Sylvia?
Don't do it, Calhoun. Don't do it. And that, Lieutenant dear, took the lid right off of the caper. Due to my Boy Scout training, my split-second timing, and the fact that Salome's fang missed an artery by a 30th of an inch, I understand Calhoun will live long enough, which, as far as I'm concerned, is any length of time you care to name. About Sylvia, I really don't know how to advise you there, but if you're planning on charging her with attempted homicide, you'll find that there are 3 Darling sisters listed as U.S. citizens and residents of California. It might be hard to figure out which one of her to indict. Period. End of Nightmare Alley, Bluebeard Division. Any questions, F?
Oh, just one, Sam. A grammatical error, but I'll correct it.
And just whom do you think you are to be correcting my grammar?
Who, Sam? Nominated case.
Nominal.
Nominated, Sam. The most frequently used cases in English are nominative, accusative, and possessive. Now, I'm referring to your sentence which reads, it might be hard to figure out which one of her to indict.
Yeah.
Of course, you meant them, since they're three darling sisters. Her being singular.
Indeed, her was singular, Effie.
Oh, Sam, you made a joke.
It's a very small one. Now, type that up and leave my grammar as is. It's colorful.
Oh, very well, Sam. I'll just fix the syntax as I go along.
Syntax? In California?
Say, are you looking for a hair tonic that will groom your hair neatly and naturally? Then you're looking for Wild Root Cream Oil. Want a hair tonic that relieves annoying dryness? Get Wild Root Cream Oil. Like a hair tonic that removes loose, ugly dandruff? The answer again is Wild Root Cream Oil, the famous hair tonic that gives you the big advantages men consider most important. Step up to your drug or toilet goods counter first chance you get and ask for Wild Root Cream Oil in the big economy bottle and the handy new tube that's easy to pack when you travel. Also, ask your barber for a professional application of Wild Root Cream Oil Hair Tonic. Again and again, the choice of men who put good grooming first.
Here it is, Sam. You were quite right. She was only one girl, so I left it to her and made the correction back farther.
Back where,
The
Twinkle
sentence
Toes?
just prior. Twinkle Toes.
Hmm.
You know, where you said three darling sisters, I changed it to one.
That's impossible. It takes two to make a sister.
That is not funny, Sam.
Who's laughing?
No laughing matter, Sam. After all, that Sylvia, or the darling sister, whatever she... And I don't care if she can go over Niagara Falls in a barrel.
Let's get it right. A beer cake.
In fact, the only funny thing is you being taken in. You all snake charmers of that type are a dime a dozen.
Here's 20 cents. Phone up that place.
What place?
Where you get the red-headed snake charmers, 12 for 10 cents.
Dime a dozen, Sam. It's a figment of speech.
You can say that against me.
Penny to be three people, all with different hair, wearing snakes under a coverall.
Oh, okay.
No normal girl would do that, Sam.
I don't know. Women do all kinds of work.
Oh, Sam. Why can't I be an adventuress like some girls are?
I wouldn't trade you for 30 cents worth of snake charmers.
Oh, that's the nicest thing you ever said.
Well, next to the nicest.
Good night.
Good night, Salome.
Twinkle Toes.
The Adventures of Sam Spade, Dashiell Hammett's famous private detective, are produced and directed by William Spear. Sam Spade is played by Howard Dove. Lorene Tuttle is Ethel. The Adventures of Sam Spade are written for radio by Bob Tolman and Gil Dowd, with musical direction by Lud Gluskin. Join us again next Sunday when author Dashiell Hammett and producer William Spear join forces for another adventure with Sam Spade.
And that was the Bluebeard caper, a case that started simple enough, but took its time unraveling into something far more complicated. That's the thing about Sam Spade. Just when you think you've got it figured out, the ground shifts beneath you. I hope you've been enjoying the ride so far, wherever this train may be taking you tonight. But don't settle in too comfortably just yet, because there's another case waiting just ahead. One that carries its own kind of trouble. The kind that doesn't ask permission before stepping in. Up next, the bail bond caper, where things move fast and not everyone is playing it straight. So stay right where you are. The next story begins now.
Office of Samuel Spade, Private Investigations. Good morning. Evening.
Effie?
Miss Perrina's on a vacation. Perhaps I may be of assistance, no doubt.
I don't know. To whom am I speaking to?
I am sorry, I cannot divulge that information to an entire stranger. May I take a message?
Look, Miss whoever you are, I don't want to discommode you, but
I am sorry, but I will have to ask you in no certain terms to resist from this line you are handing me. I am not the type secretary.
Forget it. I'll just call Miss Perrine long distance and dictate my report over the phone.
Oh, my stars and garter! How utterly gouch of me, Mr. Spade! Oh, I'm Bernadine, Effie's relief. I mean yours.
I could use some.
Oh, shall I send out for some medicine?
Yeah. The phone number's on the wall behind the water cooler. Tell them the 100 proof bonded and hang the expense. I'll be right down to dictate my report on the bail bond caper.
Oh, Mr. Spade. You are Mr. Spade. You just gotta be.
Yes, but why?
It was fate. I knew it was going to be like this.
I had my qualms too, Bernadine.
Oh, that's good. I sent the other back.
The other what?
I called that number, but it was euphonious. They said whiskey. Is something the matter?
No, nothing at all. I'm perfectly calm.
Well, I'm glad. My previous employer was very nervous, which is why I just happened to be tentatively at large when Effie reproached me about being a relief to her.
Figures. Bernadine, now I'm not being fresh. Honestly, I'm not. But do you take shorthand?
Yeah, but I don't speak it.
What is that you speak? Don't answer. Ready?
Rodney. I mean Roger.
Date.
I'll have to ask my mother.
Down, Bernadine. Date, June 27, 1948, to Miss Effie Perrine, care of Perry's Lodge, Kanab, the Pearl of the West, Utah.
What?
Oh, wrong letter. I'll get to that later. Date, June 27, 1948, to Leo M. Scarlett, care of Leaf Branch, Root, Knox and Wood, attorneys at law, 333 Pine Street, San Francisco, from Samuel Spade, license number 137,596. Subject, the bail bond caper. Dear Leo, I'm sorry things turned out the way they did, Leo, and I'd like you to know how I got into it. It wasn't for the reward. I don't take rewards. I'm not in love with your wife, no matter what she says, and I wasn't sore at you about anything. I was just sitting in my office, minding my own business, when the door opened, and Vivian walked in. She looked every bit as beautiful as she did when she lived under me in Ma Tuttle's boarding house in 41. In fact, I didn't recognize her until she slithered out of her mink.
Hello, Sam. Surprised to see me?
Yeah, but I'm trying not to show it. What's on your mind?
Is that all you've got to say to me, Sam?
Well, you're here on business, aren't you?
All right, I don't blame you. It all happened pretty sudden, Leo and me. I should have written or phoned you, I suppose, but somehow...
Forget it, Vivian. Now, what do you need a detective for? You, thinking of divorce already?
Oh, please don't, Sam. If it was a mistake, I'm the one who has to live with it. And I made up my mind when I married Leo, this time it's for keeps. No matter what.
Mm-hmm. What's the what?
He's in trouble, Sam.
Well, that's nothing new.
Well, this time I don't think it's his fault. When Leo went legit, he meant it.
What's he say he's doing now?
He's a bail bond broker.
Judging from your new look, I'd say he's a success.
Sam, a man called him on the phone today. I answered. He said his name was Holliday, but I recognized his voice. It was an old friend of Leo's, Charlie Rosenthal.
Charlie, huh? When did he get out?
A couple weeks back. He was paroled. I don't know what he said over the phone, but Leo looked scared and sick.
I don't wonder. The word around town was that Charlie took the rap for Leo.
And I don't know anything about that. All I know is Leo's on the level now, and Charlie never will be. He did plenty on his own during that time he served.
Well, I won't argue that, but from where I sit, it looks like Leo better start wearing a gun again.
He has. That's what I'm so frantic about, Sam.
You hear any of the conversation from Leo's end?
He didn't say much. But I did hear him say, "All right, 10 tonight. I'll meet you there."
That wasn't very smart of him.
I know, but that's the way he is.
It might be only for a payoff.
I thought of that, too. But Leo hasn't got that kind of money. He's been dropping a lot at the racetracks lately. And even if he had it, he's not the type to pay blackmail.
I don't like it. Why should I stick my neck out? Why did you have to come to me anyway?
Because I trust you, Sam. I know you were jealous of Leo.
I was?
Sam, if we ever meant anything... If you meant half the things you said to me when we...
Stop it. That's blackmail.
Oh, I feel so lost and alone. I don't know where to turn.
Okay. I'll see what I can do.
Oh, Sam.
I'll make it up to you somehow. You see if I don't.
Sure you will. And tell Leo to stop dropping his money at Tan Ferran. This is going to cost them plenty. Vivian had said that your rendezvous with Charlie was scheduled for 10 in the p.m. and that you were too upset to go to work that day, so you'd be at home, 1246 Dunbar. I took a plant in your apartment building from a Sleepy Lagoon-type cocktail bar across the street called, you guessed it, the Sweet Leilani. Your wife joined me, and after a while, we got around to talking. At least she did.
I bet you can't guess what I'm thinking about.
Huh?
Listen, Sam. You remember that night we drove to the Half Moon
Bay?
Oh, you do remember. Oh, we used to do the craziest things. I should have married you, Sam.
Please, not while I'm drinking.
You know what? The trouble with crooks, they have to work day and night.
Yeah.
Hey, you're not listening.
No, but everybody else in the place is.
Let's talk about you, Sam. Did I ever tell you how I met Leo?
No, and please don't.
And then he opened a bucket shop. You know what a bucket shop is?
Yeah.
It's stockbrokerage. Yeah, that's right. Only it's crooked. That was the first business Leo started when he went legit.
Mm-hmm.
He had to shut it down on account of those securities. Somebody was always stealing out of the safe.
Were they insured?
Yeah, but they wouldn't renew his policy. So after the second nightclub burned down and he couldn't get any insurance at all, even on his own life. That's why I'm so frantic, Sam. Hey, give me a nickel. I want to play Sweet Leilani.
$50 and 2 hours later, Sweet Leilani broke under the strain, so we had Princess Papuli till even that gave out, and we were starting on the Hawaiian war chant when she disappeared through a door marked Wahines, Hawaiian for powder room, and never came back. Around 9:45, I mumbled something to the bartender about the lady will pay, put on my smoked glasses, and strolled out and across the street. You came out of the building a couple of minutes later. You led me a zigzag course up Merchant Street to Salon, across Salon to Commercial, down Commercial to Drum, and made a lateral pass over Drum back to Dunbar. Your destination, I'd never have guessed it, was the Sweet Leilani. Happily, they were not playing Sweet Leilani. It was very, very quiet. The regular customers had taken a powder, and I didn't blame them. In the new crop at the bar, I counted 10 broken noses, at least 5 broken paroles, assorted knife scars, and 4 pairs of cauliflower ears, and 1 maverick. You slid into a booth at the end of the bar, took the gun out of your shoulder holster, and laid it down on the table in front of you. I walked over, turned it around so it was pointing at the jukebox instead of me, and sat down.
Some other time, Spade. Some other time I drink with you. I'm waiting for a friend.
Why the gun? You selling it to him?
Maybe I'd give it to him. Go on, you drink at the bar.
It's kind of crowded. Looks like Charlie Rosenfoy's old mob. Who are they gunning for? You or Charlie?
Why don't you ask them?
What are you drinking, Leo?
I was with that bottle all day. Got a bad taste. Do me a favor, Spade. There's a bar 2 doors down the street. Go drink there. There's my friend coming in the door.
Any friend of yours is a friend of mine, Leo.
Look, Spade.
Hello, Leo. What's the matter? You bring a bodyguard to meet your old friend Charlie?
This shamus threw his weight in here. I didn't ask him. I don't need him.
Huh. That sounds like the old Leo Scarlatti I used to know.
The name is Scarlet.
Oh, pardon me. I've been on the rock for so long, it's hard to catch up on all the changes.
There's been a war, Charlie. Anyone tipped you to it yet?
You got a smart bodyguard, Leo.
Let's talk. Let's go somewhere else and talk.
I like it here.
Okay, we start. How come you tipped the mob we were coming here? You promised you wouldn't.
Like the shamus, they gotta drink somewhere.
All right, say what's in your mind and I'll go.
Yeah, and if you don't mind, I think I'll do my drinking at the bar. Both of your guns were on the table. It didn't look as though you were going to use them on one another, and I figured that neither of you was going to do much talking in front of me anyway, so I strolled back to the end of the bar to look at the television. The 10 o'clock news roundup was on, and the ticker tape that was moving across the screen said ... in Atlantic City today, period. I ordered a highball, and then the ticker tape started again. This time it said San Francisco, $1 million bail bond robbery. $1 million in negotiable bonds is tonight in the hands of a group of daring hold-up men who commandeered an armored truck at the very portals of the police department in the Hall of Justice. And it said, this concludes the 10 o'clock edition of the Television News Roundup. I had a slight hunch that if the television boys had had their cameras on the big bail bond robbery, that at least some of the characters would have been played by at least some of the bad actors that were foregathered in the Sweet Leilani. In fact, what you and Charlie were saying and doing when I walked back to your booth was almost too much to the point. You let me see the bulky portfolio Charlie shoved across the table at you. It looked like a carrying case for bonds, bank messenger type. But it was sealed with wax blobs bearing the imprint of the Great Seal of the state of California. I was impressed.
Where'd you get this?
You can read about it in the papers, and if I was you, I'd get this out of sight before them papers hit the street. And one thing more, don't try to clip none of them coupons. And one thing more in addition, don't open it at all.
Sure. Spade?
Yeah, Leon?
I think I hire you after all.
I took the job and you handed me the portfolio. Outside, we flagged the taxi and you gave the driver an address on Portsmouth Square. Your office, I hate to remind you, was behind one of a bunch of neon-lighted storefronts across from the Hall of Justice. The sign on the door said, "Press the button and let freedom ring any hour, day or night." The only bell in sight was a stop-press-type burglar alarm. You unlocked the door and we went in. You paused in front of a big green safe with a combination lock and started twirling the knob. The tumblers clicked into place. I picked up an inkwell and waited for the safe to open.
All right, Spade, give me it.
I did, with both hands. With my left, I handed you the portfolio, and with my right, I pitched the inkwell at a well-wired slab of plate glass window. When the burglar alarm went into action, so did you. You dropped everything and were out of the door and out of sight before you could say, "Let freedom ring." While I was waiting for the cops to arrive, I helped myself to a $500 bearer bond I found lying loose in your safe. I had a feeling I might be needing some bail myself.
The makers of Wild Root Cream Oil are presenting the weekly Sunday adventure of Dashiell Hammett's famous private detective, Sam Spade.
A case might be over, but the feeling it leaves behind can stay with you longer than expected. Nights on the rails carry their own kind of silence, the kind that listens back when you speak.
And now back to the bail bond caper. Tonight's adventure with Sam Spade.
I had hoped, Leo, when I made my spectacular move in your bail bond office and set the bells to ringing, that I'd get the caper off my neck and onto the capable shoulders of the police, where it now belonged. Then I told myself I could go home and get some sleep. I had never been that fond of Vivian anyway. I was holding the $1 million portfolio, complete with its big official seals still unbroken, ready to hand it over with a flourish to the first boy in blue that rushed in. But then I saw something that dashed my hopes. There was a strip of Scotch tape across the bottom of it. It wasn't up to me to tamper with important evidence, but I didn't have to. It was only a question of what magazine had been cut up to replace the $1 million in bearer bonds. That question was answered at headquarters 20 minutes later. It turned out to be the last 52 issues of Radio Life, which even Captain Walsh of the robbery detail admitted was no help. Neither was Captain Walsh.
Now, Spade, in your statement here, you state, Sweet Leilani, and that Rosenfroy did hand portfolio exhibit in question to Leo M. Scarlett, alias Scarlatti, at approximately 10:20 p.m. this date.
That's it, Captain.
Now, you sure you want to stick with this? You don't want to change any part of the statement?
No, I just want to go home and go to bed.
I'm afraid you're going to stay with us for a while.
Who, me?
Statement of Jordan Joyce, M.D. Statements of Hilda Sackwriter, R.N. and Mildred DeVilbiss, R.N. Day and night nurses, respectfully.
Who's sick?
Rosenfoy. He's been quarantined in his home in Daly City since his release from Alcatraz 4 days ago. Chicken pox. Sorry, Sam, I'll have to book you. You sure you don't want to add anything to that statement?
Only this. Kelsey Walsh, if you continue to do such brilliant police work, you will be waving a stop sign at a school crossing in time for the fall semester. You are a hangnail on the finger of justice. I thought I had been courteous and cooperative, but even so, it was the middle of the afternoon by the time they set my bail. $1,500. That made it life. But I hadn't had time to hang the curtains in my cell when I got even worse news. My bail had been posted by who? Vivian, a banana peel, and the steps of progress. She met me outside.
Well, aren't you going to thank me?
What for? Getting me in jail or getting me out?
Getting you out, of course. It was all the money I had in all the world. Leo's money was impounded, you know. But, Sam, when I thought of what you and I once meant to each other, maybe we still could.
Yeah. Well, you'll get your money back. I'm not really guilty.
Oh, I know that.
What else do you know?
I guess it's safe to talk. Leo phoned me today.
Where is he?
He wouldn't say. Some pay station. He kept putting in nickels. Sam, you've got to talk to him. You've got to convince him it's best to give himself up.
Now you're beginning to make sense, sweetheart. But how can I get to talk to him?
I've arranged it. He's to meet us at the Club Leilani. You know, where we had our reunion yesterday.
That place on Dunbar?
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. A crowded saloon less than a block from the police department. Besides, the place has lousy memories for me. By the way, did you ever get out of the ladies' room?
If you don't mind, I'd rather talk about something else.
Okay, let's talk about how do we bring this big secret meeting off in a crowded cafe. Is Leo coming in a false beard?
You really think I'm stupid, don't you?
I didn't say so.
Well, it so happens that the place is closed on Tuesday. See that sign in the window? Closed Tuesday?
Mm-hmm. Now, how do we break in?
I was counting on you. You're a detective. Can't you use a glass key or something?
Did you say that bail bond you bought for me was all the money you had in the world?
That's the truth.
Then get ready to forfeit it.
It's a risk I've got to take.
You've got to take.
Sam, please, if we ever meant anything
Yeah,
to...
I know. Half Moon Bay. But sometimes I wish we hadn't been childhood sweethearts. Wait here, I'll case the alley. The alley wasn't much better. There were 2 windows, washroom type, all glass brick except for 2 small ventilators big enough to put your hand through. The only hope was the kitchen skylight. I didn't have any trouble getting up to it, but once I was there, things didn't look so good. The view from the roof was a garage door with 2 green lights flanking it. Then it struck me where I was and why I was there. The Club Leilani backed directly on the Hall of Justice where the big bail bond robbery had taken place at 5 p.m. the night before. Without further ado, I put my foot through a pane of the skylight, reached in, unlatched it, and dropped. Up at the front of the building, I could hear Vivian clamoring for admittance. I decided to let her clamor for another minute or 2. It isn't a thing I often do, but I walked resolutely into the ladies' powder room. It was very well equipped. It had furniture, a telephone, and more clues than I needed. The magazines were there, the razor blades were there, the scotch tape was there. There was even a scraping of red sealing wax on the steel frame of the window slot. But best of all was what I found in the paper towel dispenser. I lifted it out and moved it next door to the men's washroom. Then I let her in.
What kept you so long? You'll spoil everything. I was afraid you'd...
Here comes your husband.
Come on, let me in.
What happened, Leo? You're early.
Any objections? I just got itchy, that's all. How are you, baby?
Don't, Leo. I'm so nervous and strained.
What are we going to do, baby? What's Spade going to do for us?
Tell him, Sam. I'll leave you 2 alone to talk it out. Freshen up a little. I've had my face on all day.
Well, Spade, let's have it.
Yeah, she's right, Leo. I can do a lot for you. But you've got to do something for me.
Spade, this is level. I never saw those bonds.
I know that.
Then what are you after?
The truth. It's the only thing that can save you, and if you take this rap, I take it too. I'm in clear up to my neck.
Okay. Charlie Rosenfoy came around to Vivian and made her this proposition. He was going to pull this bail bond job and plant the goods on me to get even for the rap he thought he'd taken for me. Vivian pretended to play along with him, only she got hold of the package long enough to take the bonds out and put the old magazines in instead. The idea was the mob would think Charlie had double-crossed them, taken the goods for himself, and delivered a phony packet to their banker, which was supposed to be me. Only you had to get smart and set off that burglar alarm. Now I'm getting the squeeze on all sides. The mob, the law, Charlie are all gunning for me at once.
Don't worry about the mob and the law, and don't worry too much about Charlie.
What are you driving at?
That'll be him now.
Who tipped him I was here?
Get back in the corner. It's dark in here. They'll never see you. I'll take care of it.
All right.
Hello, Charlie.
Oh.
Come on in.
Oh! Good boy, Spade. Get his gun. You're my friend.
Sure, I'm your friend. Come here.
Yeah, sure, Spade.
Pleasant dreams, fellas. Now I act. Hey, Charlie! No, Leo! Vivian?
Sam? That you?
Yeah. The last of your boyfriends.
You mean Leo? Charlie?
Yeah. They just knocked each other off.
Oh, Sam. I can't see. Dark. Where are you?
Right here in front of the jukebox.
You sure?
Hope to die. Drop it, Vivian. It's empty.
Sam.
Vivian, how could you? After Half Moon Day. I'm sorry I had to knock you boys out, Leo, but better lumps than bullet holes, eh? After she started wrapping up the caper, it wasn't too hard to figure what she was up to, providing you could keep her smoke out of your eyes. She told Charlie how to operate on you and told you how to operate on Charlie. $1 million for her and 2 dead gangsters lying on the floor of an empty joint where they'd shot it out. The secret of the missing bonds would have to be written off by the police as having died with either one of whichever of you ever had them. Period. End of something.
Pardon me, Mr. Spade. I know you're tired, and if you chew brush, please feel free to allude the whole matter. But
Yes, okay, let's do that.
thank you. Effie said that you were always glad to qualify any little points that she didn't understand.
She said that, did she?
Yeah, but she also said that quite accidentally that you sometimes leave things out that should be left in.
Bernadine, times are very bad. They're cutting salaries everywhere.
But where were they during the whole affairs and affair, if you'll pardon the expression?
The bonds? In the paper towel dispenser, didn't I say so?
Oh, that's what you moved to the men's. But how did they get there? In the Walreenies, if you'll pardon the expression.
Simple. When the thieves whizzed through the alley after the heist, Vivian had her well-manicured little lunchhook thrust through the window slot to receive them.
Oh, that's how the red sailing wax got there.
Bernadine, you're spectacular. Now go and type this up. You're making me nervous.
You know what they say about people who like mysteries? Once a mystery fan, always a mystery fan. And that goes for hair tonics, too. Once a Wild Root Cream Oil fan, always a Wild Root Cream Oil fan. Just try it and you'll see what I mean. Wild Root Cream Oil grooms the hair neatly and naturally, relieves annoying dryness, and removes loose, ugly dandruff. So tonight, or first thing tomorrow, step up to your drug or toilet goods counter and ask for Wild Root Cream Oil. Get the big economy bottle and the handy new tube that's easy to pack when you travel. Also, ask your barber for a professional application of Wild Root Cream Oil Hair Tonic. Again and again, the choice of men who put good grooming first.
Well, here it is, Mr. Spade. I hope it's not too erroneous.
Oh, I'm sure it's quite offensive.
Don't you mean inoffensive, Mr. Spade?
Have it your way.
I don't want to sound imprudent, Mr. Spade, but I must say that your conduct through the whole thing was very brave and outrageous.
Don't you mean courageous?
Oh, now I've got at you doing it. You're going to be just like Mr. Cummel.
Your previous employer, no doubt.
Yeah, poor man. You know, he finally became completely erasable. They had to take him away.
Mm-hmm. What were his symptoms?
Well, when he ordered the puppy biscuits, I thought he was just being concentric. But after a while, he wouldn't answer to anything but Rover. I had to sprinkle his flea powder in the morning, you know? And then he had his little tricks. He always wanted to show off, you know, sitting up and rolling over. He could shake hands, too.
What's so great about that? Any dog can shake hands.
Yeah, but can you scratch your ear with your foot?
If I set my mind to it. Now go home, Bernadine, or I'll report you to the SPCA.
You can't frighten me. Effie told me that your bark is worse than your bite. Good night, Mr. Spade.
Effie, in far-off Kanab, come home, sweetheart.
The Adventures of Sam Spade, Dashiell Hammett's famous private detective, are produced and directed by William Spear. Sam Spade is played by Howard Dove. The Adventures of Sam Spade are written for radio by Bob Tallman and Gil Dowd, with musical direction by Lud Gluskin. Gil Dowd directed tonight's broadcast in William Spear's absence. Join us again next Sunday.
And that was the bail bond caper, bringing us to the end of tonight's journey with Sam Spade. 2 cases, the Bluebeard caper and the bail bond caper, each one filled with wit, tension, and the kind of storytelling that made these old radio dramas truly unforgettable. There's a certain charm in these voices, a rhythm and style that still holds strong even all these years later. Out here on the rails, with the night stretching on and the world passing by unseen, it feels like these stories belong exactly here. I hope they kept you company along the way, and maybe made the miles feel a little shorter. Keep the radio close, and I'll be here waiting for you next time. Until then, this is Pete from Radio Wave Nostalgia, wishing you a quiet night ahead.